If you were to ask, should a couple be free to choose whether or not to have children? Most people would say, of course. But when you come down to it, is the choice really free?
Hey, so how's your class going?
Oh, they're really a lot of fun. We've only got a few left. Nate and I are both doing it together.
Great.
Yeah, it's a couple's teaching it, and they teach other couples.
Is that natural childbirth class?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Oh, and they're letting him do it with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's so important that a husband be in there with him. I mean, like he was there at the beginning, right?
Yeah. Good. True experience.
I'm David Darcy, I'm so jealous.
I really enjoyed it.
I'd love to be pregnant again. I think it's just great. It's the only time in your life when you're really in touch with yourself.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, you look wonderful.
Thank you. I feel good.
Healthy. You feel real healthy when you're pregnant.
When is it due? It's a couple months now.
Oh,
No. We've been planning on it for quite a few years, and it seems to have
finally. Yeah. Well, speaking of finally, didn't you two just get married around the same time? Well, we haven't been married for long at all. No. I mean you and Eric, you silly. No. Well, Eric and I have decided not to have children. Oh, you've heard that before? Yeah. You can't mean not ever. Oh. Really serious? Yeah, of course we are. But, well, I know your careers are just getting a good foothold right now, and I know that takes a lot of time, but, you know, Liz, after a while, the novelty of that thing wears off, and you'll really appreciate having children, you know? You're really serious about this? Yeah, we are. I mean, it's not that we don't like children. Oh, you're wonderful with our children. Well, Eric likes children, doesn't he? Sure. Well, I come from a big family myself, but, well, that doesn't mean that we have to have our own. It isn't anything, you know, because if it is, there are ways, you know. Medical science is wonders. It's not a matter of not being able to. Oh, well.
Is this something new? I mean, have you decided just recently, or?
Well, we discussed it before we got married. But, it's just been within the last year that we decided to...
I really think that's too bad. And you're going to be missing out on one of the most important experiences that you can feel as a woman.
And not just now, but, well, think about the future. Think about when you're older. I mean, it's a comfort to know that someone in the world is going to be watching out for you when you're older, you know? Think about when you're 35 or 40 and... Well, that's not for a while yet. Oh, I know, but decisions now really affect that later. I mean, I know you've given a lot of thought, but... Well, don't do anything drastic. I mean, no, we're not doing anything drastic. And we have made our minds up. I mean, well, I think we're mature enough to decide now what's going to happen. Well, sure, but what about when you're older, you know? I mean, it is such a comfort personally to know that I have children who will be there if I can. Oh, wait, no, that's not for a long time now. I mean, we'll have to plan on that when it comes along, but right now we're not planning on being dependent on anyone. But it's not sure you are, but
It's not a question of being dependent.
no, it's not. I know that. I love you, though. I know. Now, listen, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Darcy, you take care of yourself.
Bye.
She is so nice. I just can't imagine her now wanting children.
The pressures to have children are sometimes subtle and sometimes direct. According to many people, having children is the normal and expected thing to do. To others, pregnancy and childbirth are natural and instinctual, the fulfillment of one's sexuality. Having children is, to some couples, the reason for being married. Can a couple be a family if they don't have children?
Do you ever think we'll regret not having kids when we get older?
What did you say?
Do you ever wish we had kids when we get older? You think we'll regret not having them?
No. I mean, what makes you think that if we had kids, they'd stick around and take care of us anyway? Why? Do you think we wish we had children?
Oh, no. Oh. It's just that Sarah was off tonight on how not having kids was a short-sighted thing to do.
No, I suppose she thinks that by having kids, she has a 50-year guarantee that her life's going to turn out like the movies.
Oh, no. With Sarah, it's a soap opera. Do you think we'll regret it?
You mean not having kids?
Yeah.
Boy, they must have really gotten to you tonight, huh? What happened?
Well, Cherise started talking about how what a wonderful experience it was, yeah. And then how much it added to her marriage.
Well, listen, hey, is there something bothering you about our
Oh,
relationship?
no. It's just when I sometimes wonder if we'll be missing anything, you know?
Oh, sure, we'll miss a lot of things, like getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, take care of the kids, and there's measles and chicken pox. And mumps. You want me to go on?
No.
Well, don't you remember why we decided not to have kids?
Yeah. We wanted to have our freedom to come and go when we wanted. And my job just started to roll, and I couldn't give that up. And then, of course, there are traditional roles that we don't want to get stuck into because of having children.
Oh, sure, and we wanted to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to be hassled with having to take care of kids all the time.
Oh, honey, I want those things for us, but you know what? Sometimes I'm just curious about the experience of it, you know what I mean? It's not the children that I want. It's being pregnant and giving birth. That's what I'm curious about.
Well, you know, most human births do produce children.
You know, you're taking this so lightly. I'm serious.
Okay.
You know, I don't understand why people think that just because we don't want children of our own, that we just don't like them. I mean, you would have thought I walked into that party nude the way they looked at me when they said we didn't want to have kids. Boy. You know what I wish I would have said to them?
What do you wish you would have said?
You people with children are just jealous of us because we don't have to stay home with the responsibility. We can come over to your house and play with your kids, but then leave to go home to our peace and quiet and freedom. You just go right ahead and have your marvelous experience, but don't try selling us on your lifestyle. We're perfectly happy with our own.
Why didn't you say it?
I don't know, honey. Darcy was there. I didn't want her to take it the wrong way.
Well, that's a possibility, but I don't know. It sounds to me like you took it kind of personally.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I think we're bucking all of society by not having kids.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's a decision we made. We made it together. And I'll still stand beside you. Alive beside you, too. Hey, the monster that devoured Cleveland's on TV tonight. You want to go watch it?
No, I want to see the football game.
Well, listen, we don't have to get up tomorrow morning, right?
No.
You don't have any kids to take care of?
No.
Okay, let's go watch.
Okay.
Today, parenthood is a choice. Some couples will decide to have children. Some will choose to remain child-free. Even after the decision is made, child-free couples occasionally feel the need to justify their decision, either to themselves or to others who question their choice. These pressures can help the couple to further clarify their real expectations for their life together, and whether they want children of their own as a part of it.
I don't know about you, Dave, but I'm about ready for some coffee.
Are you getting a coffee? I've been getting it all week.
I can handle it. I can handle it.
Thank you. Did you get those sketches done?
Hey, fellas, don't pay for any coffee. Here comes our new father.
Congratulations, Dave.
Congratulations.
Eric.
Put her there.
How does it feel to be called Dad?
I haven't been called Dad yet.
Well, hello,
Just
Dad.
a baby.
What was it, a boy or girl?
Thank you.
It was a boy.
Boy, were you there all night? Did you just,
Yeah, I was there till
Just
4:30 this morning.
Congratulations.
Tell us about it. Well, I was right there in the room.
Oh, boy.
Hey, this is
There we go. Thank you, Father.
Thank you. I've been waiting for this all morning.
I coached her through it.
You did?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
I sat by her side and I held her hand and I held the paper bag and
Paper bag?
Yeah.
It's for lunch, just in case you get...
No, it's in case she hyperventilates.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Darcy was really great. You know.
How were you? I suppose you fainted.
I almost fainted. And the labor went pretty smoothly, and we didn't have too much trouble with that. And the birth, God, was that fast? It blew my mind. You know, when it came out, you know, it was all covered with mucus and kind of grayish.
Please.
Well, in a couple seconds, it pinked up, you know, and there it was, you know. I mean, he was.
Yeah, okay.
And I said to myself, Nate, you're a dad now.
You're right.
You know, it was a great feeling, you know, just looking down at him. And
Enjoy the excitement, because after a few years, the novelty wears
A
off.
few years after a few days. As a matter of fact, I got something to show you that they may just not have taught you in the Lamaze class. Take a look at this. This, my friend,
Is a handkerchief?
is a handkerchief.
Like this?
But this is a diaper. Now I'm going to show you how to put it on because I've had a lot of experience with these things. And think of this as your baseball diamond. See, here's your home plate, first base, second base, third base, all right? Now you fold third down at home. Place the babies behind on the pitcher's mound. Bring first and third together. Bring home up. Place a pin. Have you got a pin? See, you're not ready. Now this is the kind of stuff you've got to be ready for. See, now practice that.
That was an amazing demonstration.
Did you watch that?
Oh, yeah.
I hope you were paying attention to that too, Eric, because you are next.
you're next.
I am?
Yeah, you're next.
You guys know something I don't know? Because I wasn't planning on having any kids, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the trouble? Is something wrong?
No, Liz and I just decided when we got married that we wouldn't have any kids, you know. That's the way we look at things. No trouble.
I never thought I never thought I was going to have kids either. You know, I never saw myself as a father, and Sarah kind of made the decision for me. You know.
Yeah, that should happen.
You know, kids are. Well, they have their moments.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, you guys, you know...
Yeah, how about
Feels great. Come on, you guys.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun, but I think I'm having fun my own way.
Well, you can adopt.
Well, I mean, it's not a problem of not being able to have children. It's just that we don't want to have any, that's all. Simple as that. It's no problem, really. I got some work to do, so I think I'll be heading back to your office.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you.
Nate.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take it easy the next few days.
Say, Nate, when's the baby coming home? Friday. That gives you about 3 days of practice. You can keep that handkerchief.
Say hi to Darcy. We'll stop down.
See you.
Okay. Bye-bye, Nate. Eric, these problems have a way of working themselves out.
There's no problem. There's nothing to work out. We planned it that way. We like it. We're happy.
Yeah, I understand, but, you know, I have friends that for years they tried to have children. They didn't take the pill, then they just gave up. They didn't think they could, and all of a sudden they had a child.
Now, look, you're missing the point. It's not a matter of wanting to have kids and not being able to. We planned it that way. We don't want to have them, and we're happy with our choice. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's the way you feel, but
Yeah, that is the way I feel. I don't see why you keep bringing up this matter. That isn't a problem.
Why is it so hard for a couple's friends to accept their decision to remain child-free? When the pressure is on, what are friends trying to communicate about their own experiences with children? Can friends learn to accept each other's way of looking at things without feeling pressured or threatened?
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Hey, hi. Come on in, sir. How are ya?
I was fine until I saw this phone bill.
Yeah, I know.
But on the lighter side of the news, do you want me to cut some of these carrots?
Oh, would you? Yeah, we'll be home.
Nate had his baby today.
Wonderful. What is it?
There's a boy.
How unique. Nathan Jr., I assume.
Well, no, as a matter of fact, they called him Carl after Darcy's father. Would you like to share my cigar?
Considerate of you, but no thank you.
Okay.
I bet everybody was celebrating.
Oh, God, Nathan was celebrating. The whole office was celebrating. And then Ray Richards gave a diapering demonstration.
Oh, how cute.
And he insisted that I learn the technique.
Why?
Well, you know how those guys are. And then the whole issue got sidetracked onto when I was going to have a baby.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
conformity pressure, huh?
Yeah, I'll say. But I guess it's a little hard for some people to realize that, some people can make a choice about whether they want to have a kid or not.
Well, they didn't realize they had a choice when they had theirs, you know.
Yeah, you're right about that. But the whole implication seemed to be that I was sexually uneducated, and then they offered to show me how to do it.
Oh.
Real considerate of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, as one who knows you, Eric, I could vouch for you. Okay?
Thanks.
Do they think you need a son to prove you're a man?
Well, I just told them that as long as I had you, I didn't really need any kids.
Eric, out of the kitchen. I'm not talking to you
Okay.
anymore.
Would you like some wine?
Yes, that's good.
So anyway, I don't think it's something that I have to prove to those guys. You know what I mean? I'd be happy to enlighten them about our reasons for not having kids, but they don't really seem to want to hear that. They just assume that it's everybody's responsibility and that it's the right thing to do or the normal thing to do. And they just don't seem to realize that it was my choice. It was my decision to make.
Did you feel excluded when they started talking about their kids?
Well, sure. I mean, if they're just talking about their kids and about the fact that they have them and that I don't, I have to feel a little bit strange. But if they wouldn't make such a big deal about it, it'd be okay. I mean, after all, it is my decision.
Well, then,
Sure.
you know what? I'm going to go to the other room.
Okay.
It is your decision, and that's what's important. But they don't understand that because they've never had to make that choice, or they've never even thought of making that choice. Does that make sense?
I guess I know what you mean. As a matter of fact, I think you really hit the nail on the head with that one. Because you know what Dave told me today? He told me that he really didn't have any decision to make about whether to have any kids or not, because Sarah made the decision for him by getting pregnant sort of accidentally on purpose without even telling him about it.
Oh, and here Sarah was making me feel so bad about not having kids.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The thing that gets me about Dave, though, is that he was the one that was really getting on my case about the joy of having children and the responsibility and all that, and telling me this story about some friends of his who tried to have kids for years and they couldn't have any. And then, all of a sudden, after they weren't planning on having any anymore, they just had one by accident. Instant family. Once again, trying to get the physical angle out about, not being able to have kids. And the thing that gets me about him is that he gave me the impression he doesn't even like his kids. I mean, if we were going to decide to have kids, I'd make damn sure ahead of time that I enjoyed having them around. You know what I mean? Boy, it bugs me.
Eric, are you having second thoughts?
No, I'm not having second thoughts. I don't know. I guess I just need a little reassurance. Thanks.
Oh, what have you first?
Oh, didn't even see it with all these bills hanging around. What'd they have to say?
Oh, nothing.
No, very good.
Any growing relationship requires open communication and encouragement to make and live with major decisions. Because child-free couples are choosing something different from what most other people choose, periodic reconsideration is a normal part of living with the choice. With their values and goals as a basis, partners can support each other in re-examining their decision, as well as in explaining it to others.
Change your mind.
Well, that's just the point, Mom. We don't intend to. You see, we decided 5 years ago that we weren't going to have any kids, and we still feel the same way. I mean, Liz is tired of being on the pill, and getting a vasectomy is a lot easier than having a tubal, so if we're not going to have any children, why worry about getting pregnant?
Yeah.
Well, I can understand that for now. But what if 5 years from now you two change your minds? Then what?
You're talking as though we can't make up our minds. Well, we've made a permanent decision. You can't keep treating it like it's something temporary that will change.
Well, I, for one, would be really sorry to see you two not have children. I think that you're very bright and energetic people and a wonderful couple, and you have an awful lot to contribute to kids. It'd be really selfish to not make that available to children.
Well, thanks for the compliment, Dad, but I think there's more than one way that you can give of yourself to other people. I mean, well, take yourselves, for instance. Now, I'm sure there's lots of other people that you've given of yourselves to, other than just Stephanie and me. And, well, and there's Sherry and Lisa. I mean, we enjoy being with them every chance we get to come and see them. And I think they like us, too. I mean, I just don't believe that having children is the only way that you can give of yourself to other people.
But why wouldn't you want a family of your own?
Well, at least we're making some progress. At least you realize that, you know, we don't want to have one. But I don't know, I don't understand what it is. What is it, what does having a family mean to you, Dad?
Well, having a family implies, when I think back of all the years, the good times, the rough times, the meaning in life that we found, and whenever I get to thinking about things like that, I'm always thinking about family.
Well, I realize that the family is an important thing to you, and it is to me, too, because, you know, some of the best memories that I have are of our family. And just because we don't want to have kids doesn't mean that I don't value our family. I mean, we are still a family, right?
I guess I can see how hard it is for you two to understand us not having children. I mean, your family's meant so much to you, and the experiences, well, they've been central to your life, right? But, well, Eric and I won't share parenthood together. But there's been so many other things that we share. There was when we made the sailboat, remember? And we put each other through college and saw each other start into careers together. Well, they're not the same as having children, of course, but, well, they mean the same thing to us.
But does it have to be either or? Can't you do both?
Of course, it doesn't have to be an either or. I mean, lots of people do it, but we just chose not to. You know, one of the most important things you taught me when I was a child was to stand up for my own beliefs. And that's what I'm doing now, but it kind of makes me sad because I think you're taking it personally, like it's a personal affront or something.
We don't mean it.
Yeah, I don't mean it that way. What does it mean to you that we'll never have children?
Well, you'll be missing out on a very vital part of your own relationship.
Well, that really is my choice, Dad. If you're implying that you hope I have a good, fulfilling life, I appreciate that. But you have to realize that that's my decision, and it's something that I'm going to have to do by myself.
Do you think Eric and I owe you children or grandchildren?
No, I don't feel you owe me grandchildren. But would you deprive Liz of having her own flesh and blood, your flesh and blood?
Well, I don't see where you think I'm depriving her. I mean, I'd never deprive Liz of anything she wanted, would I?
No. You'd be deprived if you didn't have children, I know that. But I don't feel deprived at all. Oh, there may be some experiences we won't be able to have because we don't have children, but well, I don't think I'm any less of a woman for it, and well, I don't think that Eric is any less of a man. The point is that there are some experiences that we can have because we don't have children. And I would feel very deprived if we didn't have those.
But I do feel a loss knowing that I'll never have any of your children around.
Oh, you talk as though they already exist.
Well, in my mind, to some extent, they have existed. I've pictured what your children might be like. They might be like you, Eric, or they might be like you, Liz.
Well, so part of the reason why you question our decision is because you feel sad because we're depriving you of any more grandchildren, right?
Well, for me, it's important that the family be carried on.
Well, I'm sure that Sherry and Lisa can do that for you. I mean, you've been great grandparents to them, and they love you very much.